if that was enough to get through to you how ill racial fetishization is, racial sexualization is, then that's great, because I've effectively made my point. But buckle up, because I'm only just getting started. What's the next slide? Go. Yeah. In Japan, pop idols make an abundant amount of profit. And unlike Korea, their idols mainly consist of young, underage girls. An example of a J-pop group would be the infamous AKB48. You can buy Polaroids of the girls, calendars, and all other forms of merchandise, and at the surface, it seems all innocent and gleeful, right? Yes, but once you realize that the target audience of this group isn't for other teenage, adolescent fellow schoolgirls, but instead for men in their 40s, then then that's when it gets utterly nauseating. Male Pocahontas, a writer based in Tokyo, on Twitter stated, AKB48 was a genius idea because it capitalizes off of a sexist culture by literally selling and exploiting schoolgirls. Before I continue, I'd like to assure that I am just as disgusted and uncomfortable about talking about this topic as you may be, but issues like this will only stay if we keep silent. As I was saying, what really set off controversy about AKB48 was a music video of theirs featuring them in lingerie and the bath, which I'm not going to show, of course, because for one, we're in school, and also I haven't actually watched the video myself, because I'm almost certain that the impact of the force of which my faith in humanity plummets to the ground with would actually kill me. So, now, I had mentioned earlier that these idols are young and underage, right? Did I mention that the youngest member in that music video was 13? In fact, the youngest member of AKB48 right now, Karen Yoshida, was born on August 27th, 2002. If Karen went to school here, she would be in year 9. Unfortunately, that's only the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure you're all familiar with host clubs in which Japanese men pay young schoolgirls for their companionship. The intentions of these host clubs are, of course, not to put girls in danger. However, these little women do lose their sovereignty quickly. Men will request services that aren't necessarily listed, ranging from laying their head on her lap to sexual acts quick. And if they retaliate, then you can imagine that there are many cases in which these girls are raped. Child pornography is also legal in Japan. There are thousands of shops in Tokyo dedicated to selling extremely graphic manga of elementary school children. Japan explained that they allow this material because if they don't, pedophiles will lose their outlet and go for children in real life, which is more or less BS, because there are multiple reports of young girls getting caught up in sex trafficking, and manga played a part. The acceptance of sexualization of minors allows pedophiles to lure girls in with those graphic mangas and say, it's normal. Manga artists say their right to draw child pornography is freedom of speech. Their so-called freedom of speech is screwing over the freedom of Japanese women. To conclude, don't let Western beauty standards make you hate yourself, and don't let Asian beauty standards make you hate yourself too. And racism is like a pH scale. with acid being racism and alkali being fetishization. As long as you can keep it neutral, then we shouldn't have any problems. Thank you for listening to my presentation.